Yeah, like I definitely feel like I bring a lot to the table. Not that my man or anyone I date should ask me what I bring to the table, because I think he should just... I don't like that question from a man, but I know what...
You know, you get that a lot, right? Is I don't like to be asked what I bring to the table. Why not? What's the point? What's the point of not telling the guy, here's what makes me different, right? Here's what I come with. Here's how I can fit on the team. Here's how I can be part of the team. Yo, it's another one. Eternal K back at you with Reelspicy. We about to get into a clip, man, and I was just sent this clip. You know, it's just really another clip of another young lady that either don't really know how to really get her thoughts out and get it clear and convey her thoughts, or she just delusional, or she don't really care about what the man gets out of the relationship. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll the clip real quick, man. We're gonna jump right into it. Let me know. And if you're new here, go ahead and pound that like button right now. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, you new here. Hey, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna be here every day. Every couple days, we're gonna be here. So go ahead and hit that notification bell as well. So anything I release, you'll be notified, and I promise you're gonna like it here. All right, but yeah, let's go ahead and get that rolling real brief.
Question is, do you think you're above average? So you said yes, I think.
I think I'm like in between, but I'm just gonna say yeah. I'm just gonna rate myself and just say I'm above average.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Do you think you're above average? And why do you think? Like, what do you bring to the table to an above average guy?
What do I bring to an above average guy?
Yeah, like I'm asking, like what? Because
I'm a sweetheart. Like, I just feel like I'm quite nice. I can drive. I'm fun, you know. Like I said, I don't really know in what sense you mean above average, because it could be like above average, like financially, or like ambitiously, or like physically and stuff like that.
Men don't care about ambition. Like men,
that's the thing.
Don't care
they
about your
care
job.
mostly. I feel like men mostly care about looks wise, and looks wise, I'm never gonna sit here and say that I'm not above average because I rate myself. But in terms of what I can give.
I had to pause it right quick. I'm hearing this a lot, right? Where, and I get it, right? But I'm trying to figure out the difference here. I hear a lot of people say that men don't care about what the woman makes or what she's doing or if she's ambitious or not. I've heard some guys say that. Yes, you know what I mean? That's we got to keep it a buck. But I've also heard guys say that they care, not necessarily the amount, but that the woman is doing something for herself. She's ambitious. She got something going on, especially if the man is doing something as well. You know, because that woman's usually going to understand the lifestyle that goes into it. She'll be more useful, or at least want to make herself useful in terms of allocating some of her skill towards what you got going on, and vice versa, right? You can work together. That's if the type of setup and agreement that you come up with, right? But I understand that a lot of guys usually don't care about the amount. Like, a lot of women have an amount, like if you got to make over 100K or something like that, whatever, right? Whatever that threshold is. I'm not sure a lot of guys have a threshold or exact threshold, but I feel like at least the guys that I run around with, like I said, I got business guys that I know as well, and you know, many of them are already married or in a serious relationship. They do care that the woman has some ambition, some skills, the ability to hold it down, to be able to, you know, build with that guy. But But yeah, like I said, I've heard a guy say, hey, you know, I don't care. I want her to be a housewife. And that works too for some guys and some women as well. I'm not against that. I like Kevin Samuel as well, but I think there's a lot of things I don't agree with. Those one of those things, right? Where, I mean, I understand if the guy is making a ton of money, like he's a millionaire or something, then yeah, he probably don't care, you know, a ton in terms of what you're making. But again, a guy, 6 figures, for example, right? You know, quite a few guys, 6 figures and up. They do care, right? They do care. Like I said, at least the woman is doing something and she's educated. She has some kind of skills. She has some kind of standards. She has some kind of skill set. You know, her toolbox is fuller than the average, right? She's, you know, I know for me, it's not just good looks, right? It's not just talking to talk. It's a lot in the doing. And so how do you quantify in the doing unless you have a business or you have a career or something that you got going on? So I just wanted to kind of, I mean, we could talk about that. It's a different type of topic, but I did want to pause this video for a second to kind of clarify that, because that's just like, come on now, you know, it's not this hard line of where guys just don't care, because I do feel like there's a lot of ambitious, independent boss chicks out here that getting it, and they're getting it probably better than a lot of these men. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. And that's not like something that can be just thrown away. You know, a lot of guys do value that. Now, again, look, if a girl happened to make more than me, I always said, hey, if I'm the weakest link on the team, we got a real strong team. Because trust you me, I'm gonna bring it. You know, I'm gonna get mine as well. So that means we're gonna be getting it in. But yeah, let's go ahead and roll the clip, man. I don't want to talk your ear off. At least not right now.
Look for.
That's the thing, but in terms of what makes me above average for an above average guy, I couldn't really answer that yet, just because I haven't actually experienced an above average guy, if that makes sense.
So
I feel like I'd rather.
How tall was your ex-boyfriend?
6'1", I think.
Okay, so that's top 15%, probably 10% of men.
Yeah.
So that's above average. How much did he make roughly?
I don't know. I never asked.
You don't have any guess?
I actually don't know.
Were you the one that said banker? He was a banker?
No, that was
No. What did you say he did?
Football and some
the
gym
the
thing.
gym.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
So I genuinely couldn't tell you how much he was making. Plus, I don't know.
But at least in looks, he was probably above average if he works at a gym and he's 6'1".
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, if we're talking about looks, yeah, I guess.
So I don't think you're going for average men.
But I thought you meant above average, like, you know, wears a suit, drives a Maserati to work. Like, that's what I think when I think above my average. I feel like the guy that I was talking to is my norm. I feel like he's very much on my level, because your height and stuff like that, you just happen to be taller than me. But, like, if you own a business or if you have, like, all of these things, for me personally, that's, like, above my average.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things that girls look for. So it's like, you know, there's looks, which height goes into, and then there's money, status. So I would say most girls, the guys they go for, are above average in some way.
But I feel like...
Because, you know, only like 20% of men are sexually active.
Like 20%.
You sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Well, sort of. It's like you'd have to, but essentially like 20% of men are sleeping with like 80% of women. Because the number one way people are meeting nowadays is dating apps, and that's and women only swipe right 5% of the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like women find 80% of men as unattractive, like not okay, they think they're ugly.
Damn, son.
So I mean, I guess it's not to say that like the other
like
ones
that
will ever get in the door, but for the most part, women go for 20% of men.
Oh, that's interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they did the studies in person, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, we don't find 80% of men as ugly. But yeah, they did the studies like in person and on dating apps, and like literally 80% of men ugly.
I wonder why that is though. Is it purely based on looks, those stats? Because it's swiping, so it's purely based on looks, right? Because I feel like women looks.
It gotta be much more than just looks. I mean, they probably swiping it. I guess you could say looks, but I mean, we ain't just talking about in the face. We're talking about style, right? The style that the guy has. You know, if they right away see, okay, he's short. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of qualifiers that would make a woman swipe left on them. You know what I mean? And so let's talk about that. But I agree with her her main premise, right? Pearl's main premise is that a lot of women are you know what I'm saying, banging on the same guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I get it. A lot of guys don't have confidence in themselves, or they don't really feel like they got what it takes. You know what I mean? They haven't figured it out to be themselves and to, you know, find a woman that likes them. You know, and stop the chasing the woman that don't like you. Roll the clip.
I mean, looks. When it comes to men, women don't really care that much about looks. As long as you're well put together.
We're more
usually
concerned with height. Height is like.
I'm not concerned about height.
But usually men don't
as long
look
as you're
as
taller
good.
than me.
Usually men don't look as good in pictures as well.
True.
So if
Yeah,
it's
that's
just dating apps, then you can't really go just off of that.
No, but it's not just going off of that. It's in person too. Like they rated the men in person, and they also thought they were ugly.
Well, that's so interesting.
Maybe because women have way more beautiful features. There's way more like different attributes. Men is just
Well,
like
women wear
physique.
makeup, so
We got boobs and like we got things that are, like
I mean,
sexually but like for, like towards a man like men.
yeah, but he could do a topless
I
photo.
think I think women just have higher standards. Like they actually say
Yeah,
that
maybe.
women judge like men more harsh on appearance than men judge women.
I think it's the other way.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
Men swipe right around 50% of the time. Women swipe right 5%. So even if, let's just say we tripled it, like in person she finds 3 times as many people attractive, it's still only 15%.
I think that's contributing to why women are just single and the
It's
you know rates are going up for why women are not really married and single by 25 and 30 because the standards are definitely gone high.
Let's get back to the question.
What would you say
Thank
bring
you.
outside of looks?
Outside of looks, okay, obviously like personality, and just morals as well, and like ambition, worth ethic. I feel like I'm not really the type to just kind of sit down and just be bummy. Like I'm always trying to like better myself and work harder and stuff like that, which I personally feel like is a good thing because I want that in a guy too. I feel like that's a very attractive thing to like be ambitious. And then other than that, I can cook a few bits and bobs, nothing too crazy. Like I said, like I can actually drive, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, my guy needs to have a car and I can't drive. Like I actually can actually have a car. And then I'm very like family oriented. I have good morals. Like I said, I feel like personality. No, I feel like looks it can only get you so far. I feel like your soul, like internally, you have to check those boxes too. So I feel like I check those boxes as well.
Okay. What about you? Do you think you're above average, and what do you bring to an above average man?
Yes, I do think I'm above average. What do I bring to the
Let
table?
me guess.
I just feel like, looks is like one thing. It's the surface, right? But I take pride in my appearance. So it's not just like makeup and all of like, getting Botox or lip fillers and stuff. It's not that. I'm talking about facials, manicures, pedicures, like health and well-being, going to the gym, like going to the doctors, like these type of things, like beyond the surface. Like I actually really take care of myself, like moisturizing. Like I know it sounds like I just cream my skin, but like I take really good pride in it.
She said moisturizing.
It's really soft, so I'm happy about that. That's just on the surface, but then like in terms of other things, like as a woman, I just feel like I'm very nurturing. Maybe it's my stuff to do with my star sign, if you guys believe in that stuff, or it's just me, my just biological makeup. But I'm very nurturing in terms of like my duties in the household, like cleaning and cooking. I will always do for whatever man that I'm with, because it just comes naturally to me. In terms of
So
like,
you do like 100% of the household chores?
yeah.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
as in usually like, the person I'm with now, he does parts as well because he likes to be clean as well. So that's a good thing. But I'm happy to do like 90% of it. I've got this theory, like I want tradition to play like 85-90% in the relationship, but that 15-10% is just modern day society. We're not in the 1950s anymore. Things have changed. So that 15-10% means that the man can do the dishwasher sometimes, or the woman can like go and work sometimes as well. Like it's okay, but I feel like our roles should overpower the other percentage, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, like I definitely feel like I bring a lot to the table. Not that my man or anyone I date should ask me what I bring to the table, because I think he should just, I don't like that question from a man, but I
It's okay,
know
I'm a
what.
woman, I
You know, you get that a lot, right? Is I don't like to be asked what I bring to the table. Why not? What's the point? What's the point of not telling the guy, here's what makes me different, right? Here's what I come with. Here's how I could fit on the team. Here's how I could be part of the team, right? I got to figure it out. You can't explain to me what you do well, what you can offer the team. And that might be whatever that might be, right? Oh, I got a great attitude on a daily basis, even kill attitude, right? I got solutions, right? I got a certain job, or I got a certain amount that I bring to the table in terms of just anything that you bring that's on a positive note. What's wrong with that? Again, a lot of these women, they could detail and list everything a man must do. Everything a man must do. Everything a man should bring to the table, should bring to the team, should bring to the household. And it's just amazing how, to me, that just shows that you don't have the humility, right, to really look at yourself, be self-aware, be objective, and say, hey, here's what I'm all about, right? Here are my passions, right? I learn quick. I'm a critical thinker. We could work hand in hand, right? Because as a man, right, here's what I come with, right? Somebody says, well, what do you bring to the table? Of course, all the bells and whistles, right? Okay, you got good income coming in, right? You got to where, you could pay the bills, you could make the moves. I got a bright mind, right? I feel like I'm constantly trying to better myself. I'm learning new things. I could adapt, right? I could, be doing in this industry the last 5 to 10 years and then pivot to something else. I'm not afraid. I've moved to different places, so I'm used to being able to build a network up, work a network, marketing, anything that has to do with strategy. I can figure out what it is, build upon it. I can fix things around the house. I can fix things. I can fix the car. If I can't fix it, I can find someone else to fix it. I can manage things. I can create things. And so that's, to me, that's part of selling yourself. And I think a lot of women don't want, they feel like they're above selling themselves in terms of who you are, so that I know who you are, and then I could decide whether I want to be with you or not. Like, looks at this point, especially in this day and age where you have social media and you can see the looks, which a lot of people are using filters. A lot of women are using filters and Photoshop and enhancing the assets that they have as far as physical attributes. A lot of women look good, man. Let's be honest. They just said that, right? They just said that most men don't look as good to them, right? They're not as attractive. And a lot of them feel like they look better than men, right? There's more of them that look good than the man. What that does, what it does is it creates an imbalance in the marketplace. And what gives better value and what determines value is supply and demand, right? So just looking at simple supply and demand, there are more good-looking women than there are good-looking men. This is out of their own mouths, okay? And then out of those good-looking men, you got to say, well, who's tall enough? Who's making enough money? Who has the personality to make them laugh and to keep them engaged? Keep them, having a good time, right? Keep them satisfied in that way. In the bedroom, right? The numbers dwindle, right? It goes lower and lower. And what that does is it makes a guy who fits that criteria very valuable. Very valuable. Right? And so that means most likely you're going to fit most women's criteria. So if that's the case, that's going to make you have a lot more options. Because of this, I think a lot of men are demanding women say, well, look, what makes you different from this woman or that woman, right? Every woman says they're a good nurturer, right? You're going to love it over there, right? You're going to love being with them. But I need to see personality. I need to see the will, like the heart, and the will to work and to make things happen. You know, so many women I think that I'm hearing, right, out here, they, as soon as things get bad, they out of there. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about women now. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about men as well. But while we're on the subject of women, I gotta keep it real, keep it all the way real. So again, if you run across a quality man, any man is probably gonna say, yeah, I'll take you as you are, right? But you don't want that man. You want a high quality, above average man. If that's what you want, that man is gonna not just save you and say, hey, I'm gonna just take you as you are. You know, hey, I'm gonna chase you and all of that. And now they're gonna say, okay, I like your vibe. I like what you own. You know what I'm saying? You're looking good. All right. But if I'm gonna spend my time with you, spend my life with you, and we're gonna run from the long haul, what's my benefits? What do I get out of it? Assuming that you are someone who's gonna work on a team, work to win it, make sure that we good, as well as I, right? I'm gonna bust my ass every day on a daily basis to make sure you're happy, the household is good. You know what I'm saying? What am I getting out of that deal? You know what I mean? Because it's a deal. That's that issue I think a lot of guys are having with the question. Again, I know a lot of guys, they don't mind paying the bills. They don't mind, you know, being a one-woman man. They don't mind it. In fact, I know many guys that do this. But the issue is, you want to find a woman who's got humility, right? She's humble enough, not just humble like, oh, you know, you just want a girl with no confidence. No, I'm talking about humble enough to evaluate themselves and understand what their shortcomings are so that they could build upon that. They could become better. What can I depend on you to do? Especially if you don't have kids and it's just you and your girl, or your girl and your man. Somebody got to do something, you know what I'm saying? And so if you alternate, okay, do that, whatever. But at some level, you got a role to play. You're not going to just be sitting back and not doing anything and just sitting back and putting all the stress on me. And you taking all the low leverage stuff. Nah, you know what I mean? That's not how it works. So, you know, everybody's different. And that's what I'm saying. I'm out here to speak about guys like myself who do have some demands, man, some standards, and not afraid of it. I'm gonna have some standards. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to tell the fellas, look, man, if you feel like you matching or you exceeding a lot of these criteria, right? A lot of this threshold of this criteria for these women that they are telling you you're above average if you meet these thresholds. That makes you real valuable, super valuable. And I want y'all, if you're not hitting those thresholds, anything that you can control, go ahead and hit them, so that you can get the standards and uphold the standards that you want. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, man. You know, you want somebody that's fit, somebody that works with you, you have all the abilities to do so. Let's go ahead and roll the clip, man, and go ahead and finish up. Now that I have a chance to as well, man, go ahead and check out Pearl. I mean, you probably already know her. She got over 1 million subscribers, you know, in several different channels. I like what she's been up to. She got a lot of different controversy, but you know, I like what some of the content that she's putting out, man. And so if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe with her and like her video. But let's go ahead and roll the clip again.
Yeah, you're a woman. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna tell you, pal. But like, as a man, I wouldn't. That would be a complete red flag if he's like demanding what, seeking
really?
what. Yeah, like, cause I just don't. Yeah, no, I don't.
I think men should ask women what they bring. I think women should ask.
It's a red flag because you don't want to be held accountable. It's a red flag. And that's a red flag to a guy like myself, to be quite frank. Again, I just explained. If you are that, you have a problem. You have verse to being able to explain the pros of being with you. That's basically what it is. Saying, hey, what's the pros of being with you? And I understand it's not romantic. You know, it's not, you know, a lot of women, they want the fairy tale romanticism that a guy just falls in love with their looks and just go head over heels, willing to do whatever. Listen, just like she was saying, the time has changed. The time has changed for everybody, not just for women. You know what I mean? This is we got to update our software. The least you could do is explain to a young man. Explain to a man, hey, here's what I'm offering you, king. I want you to treat me like a queen. Here's what I'm offering you. I want you to treat me like this. Here's what I'm offering you. Here's what I need. Here's what I'm offering you. That's business. And I'm hearing a lot of businesswomen say, hey, you know, I'm a businesswoman, I'm independent, but they can't understand this. You know, you don't just go up to do a proposal and you don't tell the person, you don't tell the business, or you don't tell the investor, here's what you're going to get back in 3 to 5 years. Here's your return on your investment. And so, you ladies, you know, you want somebody to invest in you, explain what the investor is getting.
You could ask men too. You might want not phrase it. You might not phrase it like that.
I've never asked a man what he brings to the table.
You might not phrase it like that, but you want to know what his job is.
Of course you
want
do.
to know what his relationship with his family. Like they ask it to you, they just don't do it that directly. Typically,
True.
Like guys will ask you questions on dates to like figure out stuff about you.
But do you think that's because we can ask men because what we're asking for is more to see like if they provide and stuff, and that's more like factual, like what I do for a job, what I earn. Whereas a woman, it's more you need to experience her to see if you can say I'm nurturing, but you might not, but you need to kind of be around her, see how she is, see how she talks.
The only reason when you gotta be, no. Unless it's tried before you buy it, what we talking about? For me, it's just telling me, right, you're an adult. If you're an adult, right, and you got a mouthpiece, use that mouthpiece to explain what you're bringing to the table, what you're doing, which again, why be, like you said, nurturing, you can't really quantify that, right? So there's got to be other things that you could talk about that could explain that you're a nurturer, right? Explain what you do that makes you think that you're good at, you know, being someone who's nurturing, someone who's patient, someone who has a passion for helping other people. The only way to do that is showing and proving, right? I mean, what kind of partnerships do you have? You know, friendships, right? How do you treat your friends? Do you show up and show out for your friends? Do you support other people? You know, somebody thinks, oh, I nurture, but you know, you probably just nurture yourself. You know, you just know how to think about for yourself. You know, are you empathetic? Do you understand what a guy's getting? To me, by not understanding what a guy's getting, or that tells me, yeah, how could you be someone who's nurturing when you don't even understand, you know, what the person even wants or what they need? And so, yeah, to me, that tells me a lot without telling me. You got to take women, you got to take the bull by the horns, so to speak. And it's no excuses. It's none. You could explain with your own mouth what you're getting out of it, just the same way a man would explain. No man, I know for me, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time dealing with someone and trying to find out, especially when I'm just going to look at what they're showing me. But again, when I got multiple suitors and multiple options, because that's what we're talking about, above average men, they got multiple options. They're going to go with the ones that can convey and explain, here's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Here's when I'm coming. Here's my intentions. Here's what I'm looking to do. Here's how I can help you. The key is holding these things accountable, because I understand these ladies are young. And so sometimes they just need somebody to tell them, hey, you know, no different than any other OG or someone who's a consultant or someone who's a mentor can hold you accountable. To say, hey, nah, think harder. Go hard on this. Figure this out. Dig deeper. Most conversations, it just ends there. And, oh, okay, you really? All right, cool. And then you go, you know, that's how you just keep hearing the same thing. It's groupthink.
Adding to like,
but you could ask like, when's the last time you like babysat or watched children? Like, how often do you interact with kids? That's the way you could tell. Yeah.
Is that a good indication?
Yeah, I think so. If you want a mother, like, you don't think like doing the thing that you would have to do if you're a mom would.
Because nurturing goes beyond kids, but yeah, okay, it's.
I'm just saying that's one way. I didn't say it was the only way.
Yeah.
But there's like ways you can ask the question.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's fair.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think men should ask more questions, to be honest.
A lot more.
Because I think that like a lot of guys don't ask the right questions and they get bamboozled later.
I know, but I like the level of like mystery that women carries.
Like the level of mystery. Come on, man. Just say you don't want to be held accountable. You just want to do what you do. Do how you want to do it, when you want to do it, and you want the guy to chase you. Just say it, man. I would respect it if a woman just said that.
I think that's her femininity. Like, I don't think you should tell a man a lot, especially, well, if he's your partner, of course, but when you're first dating him, I don't think you should tell him a lot, because you can tell him the facts, of course, but don't air out your dirty laundry and stuff, because you're a woman, you're feminine, that mystery, that mystique is really important, I think.
Yeah, but you don't. Okay.
I'm
There's a difference
confused.
between airing it, like talking about your ex-boyfriend and answering questions he asks. You're like.
Yeah, as long as the question's
like,
appropriate.
I think like when guys ask you questions and you don't answer, it's like not feminine. Yeah,
At all.
I think it's like disagreeing.
And it just comes down to being disingenuous. You know, you don't want to be held to any type of standard. You want to just say what you want. I mean, a lot of women be lying about their age. They don't want to be asked about their age. It's like, come on, dog. You know, you got to be real with somebody now. You know what I mean? And then at some point, the guy has to make a decision if they like you or not. So you got to, like, the quicker you come out and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm on, the quicker we can get to a resolution is to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I think this could work. Nah, I don't think this could work. The problem is a lot of times a lot of people are just bent on the lust, you know, and you get what you can see at the beginning. And then, you know, a lot of women act like guys are just playing games and just want to lie to you, which some guys do. But I think a lot of times guys just start to see and they peel back more layers on the onion and realize, yeah, this ain't the one. And so, yeah, lust-wise, you look good. They go ahead and they get that. It'd be about their merry way. But, you know, the quicker you get out and say, look, here's what I'm on, the quicker you can get to that resolution. I don't understand what's the point in waiting. But, hey, let me know, guys. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me in the comments what you think, man, about your opinions. And this is always interesting conversations, just up and down. But I appreciate you kicking it with me. It's another one out here. EK, chilling with EK, Eternal Conflict on Reelspicy. And until next time, easy now.